Welcome to our virtual reality training environment. I'm your audio coach and will offer help along the way. In this course, you're going to learn about the procedures associated with changing a low-profile tyre on an alloy wheel. And then you're going to learn the processes you need to balance the wheel with the... So let's get started. If you look over to the wheel rack, you'll see a glowing wheel and tyre. You'll also notice floating in front of you a red symbol. Great! Okay. You'll see now you've grabbed the orange glowing wheel, a blue image of it appears on the bed of the tyre changing machine. This is how you know what you need to do next. This means every time you see an orange glowing image of something, you'll have to interact with it. And if there is a blue version of it somewhere, that's where we need you to move it. Give it a try. Place the wheel into the blue version of it. That's great. You're getting the hang of this. Now that you've put the wheel down into the blue version of it, you'll notice the wheel's dust cap is glowing orange. When something glows orange like this, that means you need to interact with it. In this case, you need to unscrew the cap. Go on, give it a go. And once the cap's off, I'll be back. Great, the cap's off. Now put your safety goggles and ear protectors on. Excellent. Now that you've got your PPE on, you'll notice that the valve remover tool is glowing orange. It's located at the side of the tyre changing machine. Pick it up and then line it up with the blue version and then release. Good stuff. You've successfully completed the first steps of this course. And at the end of this audio guidance, you can choose whether you want additional audio guidance on or off. This can be done at any time. To do this, simply laser and trigger the green speech icon on the wall behind and to the left of the tyre changing machine. Okay, over to you. Unscrew the tyre valve. Well done. Now put the valve removal tool back where you found it. The next step is to use the bead breaker. Pick the orange wheel up and put it where the blue version of it is. But don't forget to keep You've placed the wheel into one of the correct positions. Nicely done. Now, to operate the bead breaker's arm, you'll need to press the C pedal. Take care, stay well away from the bead breaker's arm, it's very powerful. Okay, rotate the wheel, and when you find the correct position, break the next segment of the bead by pressing the C pedal again. Okay, to break the third segment, rotate the wheel into the third and final position, and then press the C pedal again. Now, flip the wheel over so you can break the bead on its other side. Then, when in position, press the C pedal. Great. Rotate the wheel and break the bead using the C pedal. Final one, rotate the wheel and break the bead using the C pedal. Great, the wheel's turned orange. Do you notice the blue image? Well, that's where you need to place the wheel with the spokes facing upwards. Use the grab button to pick up the wheel. Now press the B pedal to close the clamping jaws onto the outer side of this 18-inch alloy wheel. Grab the orange handle of the mounting arm and pull it towards the front of the machine. Ungrab and re-grab the orange handle. Grab the orange handle with one hand and grab the orange mounting head with your other. Pick up the orange tyre lever and place it where the blue version of it is. To lever the bead over the beak of the mounting head, pull the lever toward... Before pressing the D pedal, I need you to know something, and that's that after pressing the D pedal, you need to hold your hand on the tyre lever as it rotates around the tyre. And then, when the lever goes red, remove it and put it back where you found it. Right, put your hand on the tyre lever and press the D pedal. Great. The first bead of the tyre is off. However, the bottom bead is still tightly gripping the rim. So to lift it away, you'll need to use the arm with the disc which is found on the bead holding the mounting tool. So, first step is to laser the red toggle switch. Then laser and trigger the down arrow to move the orange part of the arm down into the blue target. Now pull the orange arm into the blue arm. Now's the time to release the bottom bead from the rim. Move the orange arm into the blue arm. Move the arms out of the way by laser and triggering the up. Lift the tyre up into position. Grab the orange tyre lever and align it with the blue one. Grab and pull the orange tyre lever down into the blue one. Keep your palm on the tyre lever to keep it in position, and follow it round after you have pressed the D pedal. And then, when the lever goes red, extract it from the tyre and put it back. To raise the orange mounting head and align it with the blue one, release the machine post by lasering the A pedal. Grab the orange handle and push it back. The tyre is ready to come off. Grab it and take it over to the wheel rack and line it up with the blue one. Pick up the new asymmetric tyre and apply the bead lube to the bead on both sides of the tyre, and then put the brush back in the lube bucket. Place the asymmetric tyre down, taking into account the sidewall markings. Make sure the mark. Grab the orange handle and pull the machine post into its upright position. Grab the orange handle with one hand and grab the orange mounting head with your other. Position the tyre so that the bottom bead goes over the mounting tail and press the D pedal. Position the tyre as best you can so that the top bead goes over the mounting tail. Laser the toggle switch and use the joystick to lower the orange bead holding and mounting tool into the blue one. Position both the orange roller and the orange bead holder into their blue targets. Laser and trigger the down arrow to lower the bead holding and press the D pedal. Laser the toggle switch. Laser and trigger the up arrow to move the orange roller and the orange bead holder into their blue targets. To raise the orange mounting head and align it with the blue one, grab the orange handle, release the machine post by pressing the A pedal. Push the machine post into its reclined position. Press the D pedal. Press the B pedal to release the clamping jaws from the alloy wheel. Grab the orange valve insert tool and screw the insert into the valve until the tool separates from the valve. Then put the valve insert tool back where you found it. Pick up the tyre inflation gauge and connect the nozzle to the tyre valve. Steadily increase the pressure in the tyre until both beads have popped, providing you don't inflate the tyre over the manufacturer's maximum rating, that is. Then, once both beads have popped, drop the tyre pressure back down to 32 psi or 2.2 bar. The B button lets you swap between units from psi to bar and back again. To increase the pressure, use the trigger. To reduce the pressure, use the X button on the left-hand controller. Disconnect the tyre inflator from the tyre valve and then put it back where you found it. Pick up the orange tyre valve dust cap and screw it onto the valve. Flip the wheel over into the blue target. Pick up the wheel weight scraper and scrape the orange glowing weights off. Put the scraper back. Grab the cloth and brake cleaner bottle and spray the inside of the wheel and give it a good clean, particularly where the wheel weights were. Okay, the rim's clean. Now put the cloth and bottle back where you found them. Okay, so you're halfway there. You've now successfully changed a tyre on a low profile wheel. Well done. The next stage is for you to balance it. So look out for the orange objects, and in this case, it's the guard of the wheel balancing machine. Open up the guard by moving the orange into the blue. Right, now you've lifted the lid, we need you to apply the brake by lasering and triggering the brake pedal. The pedal is at floor level, and at the end of this guidance it will glow. If it's got a stop symbol on it, that's how you can tell the brake is on. Okay, you should now be ready to proceed. Grab the orange quick release wheel clamp and slide it into the blue. Grab and place the quick release wheel clamp onto the wheel balancing machine, and then slide the wheel with the spokes facing outwards into the blue target, and then let go of it. Grab and slide the orange quick release wheel clamp into its blue target, and then tighten it against the spokes of the wheel. Okay, good work. You're making great progress. To press these buttons in, you need to laser them. One laser pushes the button in, and the second laser releases the button. So, for this first step, laser the middle button. This type of wheel is an alloy wheel for cars, and it's measured in inches. So, on the screen of the wheel balancing machine, the setting you're looking for will show the car symbol on the right along with the word inch found either side of OK. To make changes to the settings, rotate the wheel forwards and backwards. Now that you've found the correct setting, laser and trigger the middle button to confirm. Laser and trigger the highlighted button and select where the new wheel weights are going to be fitted. In the case of this alloy wheel, you'll need to select Alu 2. To make changes to the setting, rotate the wheel forwards and backwards. Now laser and trigger the bottom right button to enable you to select the wheel's width. You can measure the wheel with the measuring tool or read it off the wheel's stamping. Once you know the width of the wheel, rotate the wheel forwards and backwards until you've found the correct setting. Once you've found the correct setting, laser and trigger the highlight button. Laser and trigger the bottom middle button to select the wheel diameter. Rotate the wheel until you have found your desired setting, then laser and trigger the button again. You can identify the wheel diameter by looking at the side. Now, you'll need to use the auto measure function. Rotate the gauge arm so that it touches the inner surface of the wheel. Leave it there for a few seconds and rotate the gauge arm down again and then slide it back into its original position. The wheel balancer now needs to spin the wheel. To activate this, close the safety guard and the wheel will spin for a few seconds. Lift up the lid. The measurement has now been taken. You'll see you'll need to attach 15 grams of weight just inside the spokes and 20 grams to the innermost position. Apply the 15 grams of weight first. Rotate the wheel while viewing the point. Press the brake pedal to apply the brake. Snap off the correct amount of wheel weight and place it into the blue target found on the head of the gauge arm. Grab the gauge arm and slide it towards the spokes of the wheel, and then release. Rotate the gauge arm up until the sticky. Rotate the gauge arm down again, and then slide it back to its original position. Rotate the wheel until the left-hand pointers on the screen are pointing at each other, and then apply the brake. Snap the correct amount of wheel weight off and place it into the gauge arm. Slide the gauge arm out into the correct position. Rotate the gauge arm up until rotate the gauge arm down again, and then slide it back into its original position. The wheel should now be fully balanced. To check that it is, close the safety guard and the wheel will spin for a few seconds. You should now see on the screen of the wheel balancing machine that no more weights are required. This means the wheel is balanced. Open up the safety guard. Apply the brake. Manually undo the quick release wheel clamp. Grab the quick release wheel clamp and grab it again to place it on the wheel balancing machine. Grab the wheel, Remove it and place it into the blue target on the wheel stand. Great job! You've completed all the tasks. Well done. What I'd like you to do is repeat what you've done as many times as it takes until all the steps become natural and that you can remember them all. Perhaps try it a few times without the audio guidance on too. Once you've done it enough times, you'll be ready for your assessment. The assessment is just like what you've done, but just like in the real world, there'll be no audio or visual guidance to follow. Best of luck.